Welcome to my first Raphletic review. As you might have guessed, today I'll be talking about a certain game called Ring Fit Adventure. For those who do not know, Ring Fit Adventure is a game for the Nintendo Switch that is both a fitness game as well as a full-fledged RPG adventure. I remember when this game was first announced in a showcase, I was blown away.
What? I'm blown away.
You see, I did say that.
When I asked everyone else what they thought, the response was either, "Oh, that looks interesting," or "Heh, that looks cute," or just plain old, eh. I just couldn't believe Nintendo was actually making a first-party title like this. Two of my favorite pastimes, RPGs and fitness, but rolled up into one game. It was a dream come true, but enough of my gushing. We still have a question to answer. Should you buy it? Is this game a gimmick or a gym replacement? Let's find out. Now, being an avid gym attendant, I had some adjusting to do when it came to implementing Ring Fit Adventure into my daily routine. I figured I'd keep my gym membership active for at least a month after having this game, just in case it didn't give me the workout or challenge I was seeking. Lo and behold, I actually ended up canceling my gym membership 2 weeks into owning this game after seeing how much it had to offer, as well as how hard it actually made me work up a sweat each session. Let's take a look at what actually comes in the box of Ring Fit Adventure. The full package comes with a ring con, leg strap, and of course, the game. Now you actually navigate through the menu by twisting the ring con, select by pushing in, and go back by pulling out. They make sure you get every little ounce of exercise they can out of you. I mean, alternatively, you could be lazy and just navigate using the Joy-Con. The ring con itself is very durable, and I have yet to hear any reports of people breaking it mid-play.
This game does have an alarm system. You can set it for the same time every day if you have a consistent work week, or set an alarm for each day individually if your schedule is all over the place. You can even add as many weeks as you need to if you happen to know your availability that far ahead of time. If you're having trouble getting into the habit of exercising, having a regular sleep pattern, or just forget to work out, this system is a great way to help out with any of those issues.
The game also lets you know the necessary amount of space you should have for you to be able to properly perform your exercises. There are so many options and different modes in this game that you think it'd be overwhelming, but they make it pretty clear that the default adventure mode is the best place to start. They do also have a quick play mode, custom mode, and multitask mode, so let's go over those first. In quick play mode, you can select simple, minigames, or sets. In simple, you choose challenges that work out specific muscle groups. Minigames are fun quick obstacles that also work out specific areas of your body. And lastly, sets lets you complete a set of exercises that will, again, focus specifically on either a part of your body or a type of workout you want altogether. Quick play is probably the closest thing this game comes to having a multiplayer mode, whether you're comparing high scores on the challenges and minigames online or taking turns in your living room. Custom mode lets you create your own routine right down to the specific exercise. You can have up to 3 different routines. It's nice because you can randomize them to keep things fresh, but if that's what you'd prefer, then I don't really see the point in choosing this over quick play. There's also a multitask mode that lets you do ring con presses and pulls while you're watching TV if you wanted to. I personally find it kind of pointless, but I guess it's good for anyone trying to squeeze in some exercises while watching their favorite TV show or YouTuber. My only issue with these modes is that there is no option to do a stretch or cooldown before and after your workout like adventure mode offers. Speaking of, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this game, the adventure mode. So the central story of adventure mode is you having to defeat the evil swole dragon Drago with the help of
Are you ready? Very nice, sharp, excellent, great, amazing.
Ring. I don't have many complaints with this game, but this is definitely one of them. Ring is just so freaking annoying and feels the need to compliment you every time you do an exercise correctly, but you honestly do get used to him after the first few sessions. I just wish there was a way that you could turn him off instead of having to turn off voices altogether.
He does have his moments though.
So what does the adventure mode have to offer? Well, not having finished it yet, Nintendo themselves said that if you were to play for a half hour a day, it could take you several months to complete. So basically your entire regimen for the next few months, or the rest of your life if you want to just restart it once you complete it, like I plan on doing.
This is my 42nd playthrough.
Before you start, Mr. Tip here will help you do your pre-workout stretches beforehand. Not only is this important for loosening your muscles before each exercise, you also get 300 free experience points every time you do them, so there's really no reason not to. Once you're done with that, your adventure awaits.
But what do you actually do in adventure mode? Well, you have several levels you must complete in each world. Each one usually consists of trails and obstacles you have to traverse in order to finish them. In addition to standard levels, you'll pass the occasional Robo Gym, where you'll either be asked to get a high score on a minigame or complete a series of exercises focusing on a specific area of your body. Back to your regular type of levels. You jog in place to move and will sometimes either have to jog faster or lift your knees up depending on obstacles or terrain respectively. You push in on the ring con to shoot out gusts of air to destroy boxes, blow signs, and other objects occasionally to gain some extra rings. Pulling in on the ring con will suck up any rings, items, or ingredients around you. Pointing the ring con downward and pushing in will make you jump, and let you hover depending on how long you push in, and how soon you land of course. There are also some very neat and interesting obstacles here and there that are very well implemented. They really get the blood flowing and muscles working, while still keeping the level engaging. Speaking of engaging, this might be the most engaging RPG I've ever played, which brings me to the battles. So in battles, you square off against enemies that are cute and small, big and ugly, big and cute, you get the point. I love how much personality they gave to these enemies. Sometimes they don't even want to attack because they're tired. You almost feel bad attacking them. Just look at the way they react when you're selecting which of them you're going to attack, as well as how they anticipate each attack, or the way they look at their other comrades when they're getting attacked. And look at how cute they are when their Mata Ray buddy heals them. Adorable. Anyway, you attack using several different exercises in your arsenal. Red are attacks that focus on your arms, yellow focus on your abs, blue on your legs, and green attacks are actually yoga poses. This game detects your input for each attack pretty well, and your attack's strength will do more damage depending on how well you are holding your form. Most non-yoga exercises will actually have you perform the last few reps at twice the speed. Perfect form, your attacks will do great damage. Need to adjust yourself a bit? You'll only do good damage. As you progress through the story, you unlock more exercises to add more variety to your moveset. A more dynamic workout, if you will. What I don't like is that once you defeat the enemy, you prematurely finish your set. This is especially annoying for people like myself that have OCD and want to complete the full workout, which in some cases works out both sides. It would have been nice if I had the option to complete my set even though the enemy is defeated, and maybe just collect extra experience points or rings for my extra effort, but oh well. Not too late into the game, you unlock one of Ring's powers which add elemental strategy into the game. This definitely makes battles more interesting. What's odd though is that the enemies are weak to exercises of their own color. Red enemies aren't weak to blue attacks and vice versa like most RPGs would normally have it. You figure the same company that gave us Pokemon would assume we're used to memorizing type advantages and disadvantages. It does seem to make more sense and feel right the more you play it though. Also, when enemies attack you, you have to put up your ab guard, which will reduce the damage they do to you depending on how tight you hold the ring con against your abs. Once you run out of heart, you go back to the world map and have to take on the level again. What's nice about this though is that even though you might have lost the battle, you still got a workout in, and in my book, gains are most definitely not a loss. At the end of each world, you have to square up against the swole dragon himself, Drago. You will come across minor bosses as well as companions who have been brainwashed by Drago scattered across these worlds.
Oh no, he's hot!
These fights could be interesting. They do add an extra layer of challenge to each fight and workout. My only complaint with this is that I feel they could have used these unique bosses for the end of each world instead of it just being Drago every time. Or maybe even have you fight against his different swole mates in the same style as Bowser's Koopalings or something similar to that. Just a minor gripe. He will get stronger every time you see him, proportionate to your progression. He's not too difficult, but he might be early on if you're not prepared. If you go into battle with him and realize you might be ill-equipped, you could exit to the world map. What's nice about this though is that they give you the option to check the course again if you wanted to, or just skip straight to the battle while being prepared this time. Like any RPG, you level up, and the more you level up, the better your attack and defense get. Or as the game likes to call them, your gains. Pretty standard stuff, but you do eventually gain skill points later on in the game. Much like Final Fantasy X's Sphere grid system, you can level up certain skills that are adjacent to your enhancements that you have already unlocked. These upgrades consist of new skills, attack and defense boosts, additional skill slots, more hearts, follow-up attacks, etc. And just when you thought you've unlocked all the skills in the grid, even more are unlocked. What's an RPG without towns you could visit? And what's a town without villagers and side quests? Villagers usually don't have anything too informative to say, usually just extra storyline exposition. The ones that have a red exclamation point will give you information that helps progress the story. The ones with the green exclamation points will give you side quests. The villagers will usually ask you to revisit levels and complete a certain collection or time-based challenge. Either that, wear certain clothing, or give certain ingredients or recipes to them. The robots from the Robo Gym quest will set a new goal for you to reach on the minigames and workouts you've already completed at their gym. Most of these quests are neat because they give you a reason to revisit these beautiful levels and fun minigames while adding extra challenge and variety. It lengthens the adventure while still keeping it fresh. Now, the ingredients you collect throughout your journey are actually used for making smoothies and other recipes. At first, you could only buy the smoothies they sell at the general store, which I'll get to in a bit. But eventually you unlock one of Ring's powers that let you make your own smoothies on the go. This involves a little minigame that has you squeezing all the ingredients into each cup to use for later in battle. Smoothies and recipes have many benefits such as recovering health, boosting your affinity power, or both, as well as other benefits you'll discover. Some of these in-game smoothies might actually give you ideas for smoothies to make in real life, which is pretty neat. One of the most important features of an RPG is your equipment, and this game is no exception. This game does have a general store like I mentioned earlier, where you could buy smoothies, ingredients, and equipment. The store is run by the married couple, Honey and Hubby. Honey is just the cutest and sweetest thing, but apparently that's not good enough for Hubby here, who still hints about pining for his past girlfriend. You could change your look, and depending on what you wear, you'll receive an extra boost of stats if your set is complete. And also, if you aren't satisfied with how you customize your character or gender at the beginning of your adventure, you could change that too. I set mine to look like the default character on the box art. The store has plenty of clothing to choose from, but they tend to be pricey early on, and eventually require rare materials to purchase, so choose wisely. She is looking good in those red shorts.
Great! Fantastic! Yes!
What? Today's lower back and ab day.
Now, if you're a completionist like me when it comes to RPGs, this game will let you know your completion percentage for each world, and which levels and side quests still have yet to be completed. You'll notice that you unlock some side quests for earlier worlds as you progress further in the game, so don't be freaking out that you only have 70% on World 2 once you've beaten it like I did. And lastly, you got your bestiary, or catalog as they refer to it in this game. Just when I thought I was putting a decent dent in this game, I saw all the clothing that I've collected so far is only 5% of what the game has to offer. We're in for a long trip to fitness, my friends. So that's one menu. The other menu focuses more on your fitness statistics. You got your profile, which just shows off your accumulative exercise totals, your exercise log, which shows off which days you worked out and for how long, everyone's records, which shows off you and all your friends' exercise records. As you can see, I'm number 1 in everything because I'm just so good. Definitely not because none of my friends own this game. And you could also compare your records with the entire world. Don't look at those. You could even compare your adventure mode progress, playtime, and what difficulty level you're playing on. Wow, these people need to literally get on my level. Difficulty level. Here is where you decide how hard you want to work yourself out. So when you start the game, they'll ask you a few questions so they could determine which difficulty level is right for you. I'm a tryhard, so I play on the max level. I believe I initially started out on level 25. Difficulty affects how many reps you do per attack. So even though I'm doing more reps than someone who's playing on a lower level, the game balances it all out so that each of us would generally do the same amount of damage overall. What's helpful is that after each level you'll be asked to check your heart rate. Depending on how high it is, the game will recommend either raising or lowering your difficulty level so that it's just right for you. Titles are basically your list of achievements that you could boast for all you completionists out there. In settings, you can calibrate the rain con and leg strap, adjust the volume, turn down voice if you never want to hear another out of Ring's mouth, live upstairs in an apartment and don't want to disturb your neighbors, turn on silent mode so the game will detect lighter jogging movements. What's also neat is that in assist mode, they could cater to your handicaps if you have any. For example, you got bad knees? Let the game know, and they'll make sure to omit having you complete any exercises that involves using them. This, that, and like I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to, you could restart your adventure from the very beginning. This seems like it will be a very long game, but I do hope they have a New Game Plus option once you beat it. Oh yeah, the music. Nothing too special, but definitely not bad by any means either. It's all very fitting and gets the job done for a game like this. It's just not something I'd listen to outside of the game. Some of those battle themes get your blood pumping though. So the game recommends that you call it a day and you're done with your workout. You are then asked if you'd like to do a cooldown. Always say yes. The game recognizes what areas of your body you are working out and will then generate a series of stretches that's optimized to alleviate any tension from those specific areas. You'll be given a rundown of all your stats for the day, followed by a fitness tip. These tend to be very helpful and give some insight to health, fitness, and nutritional information that I mentioned earlier, which could be applied outside of playing this game. And that's it for the day. Bye, Mr. Tip. We learned so much from you. So all these fine details along with a beautiful, engaging, and challenging world give you the perfect fitness experience whether you have an interest in getting in shape and want to get started, or even if you already exercise regularly and want to challenge yourself in a more fun and unique way. While Wii Fit was a great stepping stone for people who want to start getting in shape, this is just that, but in a more inviting way with the whole adventure awaiting you and even rewarding you the more you play. So the answer is yes, you should definitely buy it. Save yourself the money on going to the gym, especially if you're just starting out trying to get in shape. This game will let you know everything you should before you start getting more serious about your new fitness lifestyle. You will absolutely love it and eventually love yourself for being so fit and beautiful from this game. Now, if you don't mind, I got some smoothies to make.